Okay, guys, so we are going on record, waiting for Atalla to come in a few seconds. The purpose of this webinar is to help the off-road community, um, to have their vehicles upgraded. So if you have questions about the different modes that you have, which can be passed by the, which cannot be passed, what are the terms and conditions, what are the risk factors involved in getting a certain item passed, and if you have a metal bumper, what type of bumper is allowed by the RTA and what is not allowed by the RTA. That are the discussion. It's not that you can pass everything and anything. It is not that we are going to do here, because I think some people has misunderstood. We are not going against the government law where there is a specific law that is not allowing to do certain things, but we are helping you. So we have our trade license which has come in as 1st September. We are now authorized to do a lot of activities, which includes online trading. We also have the webinars which we can host, which you are attending. We also do the event management and as well as online platform. So let me begin by sharing my screen with a slide presentation. So let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Samir Ali. Sorry for this. I have to start the presentation later. I've been into off-roading for a long time. I'm the group founder for 4x4 Gulf. We are nothing without our co-off-roaders and the decision-making partners that we have. Introducing you to some familiar face that you might see in off-roading. We have Zwaib, Sandubai, Mamachan, and Naju. We also have a lot of people adding up. The shareholders and partners of 4x4 Gulf. We have Rahul, Salman, Shimoli, and Melvin. We also have the support team. Without them, we are nothing actually, who helps us in our drives. Please welcome Colin, the senior team leader, Atul, assistant leader, Vishnu, Nagaraj, our team leader as well. And then we have Jaggi, and we also have Helmi. So these are our teams. And hopefully in future, we'll have a lot of people adding up. The club is growing, as I said. We are officially having our trade license under 4x4 Gulf LLC. So to give you a hint about what we do, we wish to be your one-stop shop for all your off-roading requirements. That includes, think about a website which can offer you under one roof all the offers, services, the products. So you're looking for a particular off-road products, you search for it, you get it, you can click on that and you can order that thing. Simple as that. So we want to make your life easy by providing you all these services. We have partnered up with a lot of companies. You have seen our webinars, previous webinars with suppliers like Bestline. Then we have Titan Performance. We also had a lot of other suppliers as well. We also had Dobinsons, TJM, and many other products. And we will be going to do a lot of different products. So what it will help is you can also have a platform to buy and sell your products. You can sell your used suspensions, used cars. You can have beat log wheels, whatever you want. The platform will help you. By the way, please do log into www.4x4gulf.com. The website is still under construction, but we have, but you will be able to see what we are doing there. The suppliers that we have connected with, they can also, we verify the suppliers. We are, if they have a good review from different people, and then once we have their review, we'll make sure that they provide you a better service. So we connect with a lot of suppliers. to get you products for a very discounted price. The garages, of course, can promote their products through our website. Finally, it's a platform to meet a lot of off-roaders and make a lot of friends. We'll also be providing the insurance coverage, off-road insurance coverage. So as an expert off-road community, we'll be able to guide you through what type of off-road insurance you would require. What about rent a car? If you want to do a service, we can also provide that thing for you. And we also can provide a recovery service if you are stuck in the desert. Please do let us know. You can join. You can either send that message to us through our WhatsApp group. And if someone is there, they can help you out, or you can have a proper professional recovery service done at your site. So this is what we do. And you can find us more on our address, 4x4gulf.com, as well as we are there very active in the Facebook, YouTube channels. And we also have the Instagram. So that's all about what we do as 4x4 Gulf. I guess you know now more about 4x4 Gulf. So I'm stopping this presentation now, and I'm going back to Ataullah because we have a lot of people here now, which you can witness. Ataullah, can you come back to the stage, please?
All right, okay. Hi, everybody. So basically, Tajdeed is a new testing center, which is in Ruwaiya area, just opposite Outlet Mall, opposite Silicon Oasis. And it's the same testing center, I mean, RTA approved, I mean, like the others, Tasjeel, Tamam, you have Wasil, Shamil. So we are no different than the others. The rate and everything is the same. It's all the same thing. The only thing with us is basically it's a new center. And the advantage that we have right now, it's empty, completely empty. And it's a nice area to be in. As in the drive, there's no traffic in and out of this area coming from anywhere. So basically, what trying to do is, be a bridge between your queries and RTA regulations. So trying to help you as much as. Also, the thing is that, if you go to any other center at the moment, so you don't get a clear clarification of what you can or what you cannot. I mean, there's no. If you go to speak to someone, let's say, because in an RTA center, there are two main people. I mean, when you have the center manager, the other you have is the technical in charge, the supervisor who's on the floor testing your vehicle. What generally they do is they tell you, okay, you have to go speak to him, and then he refers you to speak to them. And you end up either, not getting a clear answer, and then you ultimately take the risk of putting your car in and waiting for the outcome, whether it's a positive or a negative. So what we are trying to do is eliminate that factor for you. So you are more than happy to bring your vehicle here. We can check your car before you do an actual passing or a testing. Show me your pictures. I can, the easiest, I can pull up the history of your car from the system and let you know, listen, these are the things that you had last year, and these are the things that, you've changed this year, because it's a centralized system as per RTA. So any vehicle that is tested in Dubai, not the other Emirates, so any vehicle that's tested in Dubai has a history of what you did last year, what was passed, how was the vehicle passed last year. So all the pictures are captured with the comments and everything. So even if you come to our center, so yes, I could help you people out, at least show me your vehicle, I could guide you, and then help as much as I can within the limits of. Yes, sorry guys, because I keep getting this call, so that's why my voice will keep cracking up. In this, I have like 4 calls already. So sorry if you have any question that I could answer that later on. But then yeah, that's the brief of who we are, what we are. Plus, the future plan is to get into. I mean, we have a washing center right now. We're gonna have restaurants. We're gonna have a detailing shop, and a quick repair and service station. So that's the plan to have by the end of next month, hopefully, inshallah. So yeah, that's more or less about Tajdeed and who we are, what we do. So yeah, Samir, over to you.
Can you and make me the host so I can start sharing my screen?
To be honest, Samir, what happens is like, what we've been told by RTA, I have a few samples, but it's all depends on case to case basis.
Okay.
All right. So every car is taken as an individual vehicle. Be it, you might be having the same bumper on the other car as well, but it's taken as an individual basis because every modification is different to every other car.
Okay, now I have a question from Cole. What is the restrictions on aftermarket exhaust systems? What are the restrictions?
Generally, what we see is the first and foremost is the noise. Okay, so if you do any exhaust, most of the people what they do is they get into straight pipes or manifold chains and get a bigger exhaust note. That is not recommended at all. All
Okay.
right, two things. I mean, for passing, yes, we do. If you've just made your noise only, you change your muffler and everything just for the noise without changing anything else on the headers or the catalytic converters, that's okay. That's still acceptable. But if you have done something which is completely different and odd, then yes, we don't recommend that as per RTA. And even the police will stop you and you will get a hefty fine or a car impound.
Okay, I hope that answers the question of Cole. Guys, you're free to come online and you can use the stage mic to ask your questions. You just need to raise your hands and then I'll unmute you from the panelist, whoever wants to speak, yeah? Okay, Arsalan wants to ask a question. Let me allow him to speak, allow to talk. Arsalan, go ahead. You can ask the question.
Hello, good morning,
Yes.
everyone.
Good.
So, Samir, thanks for this call. My query is around metal bumper.
Okay.
So, because I have metal bumper and I want to get a proper passing done, like once and for all. Normally, we are relying on, every year change back to stock bumper
Yes.
and then go and do the passing. And then you repeat the process, meaning it's okay. It takes 1 hour more than your normal passing. But if there is a professional method, why not do it that way?
So let me also before let me add up. So what happens if you just change the bumper? So this is for education purpose for others, and people can correct me if I'm wrong. So if you don't pass the bumper, if you plan to remove it and keep it back, what happens is your insurance coverage won't happen. And if God forbid something bad happens to you, I mean, you never know, it's an accident can happen anytime, you won't be covered up for the insurance. Rather, it would be better to get it passed through the RTA with the terms and conditions they have. So what I understand from Ataullah for Arsalan is that you have to first show the vehicle to Ataullah. I think Ataullah will answer that. And he will have a view of the vehicle and he see if it complies with all the regulations. If not, he will advise you on a particular area where you need to cover and you need to have the rubber bushes installed. Ataullah, can you give a more insight on this, please?
Right. So first question, I mean, which car do you drive?
It's an Xterra 2015.
Okay, so the metal bumper that you have, I mean, generally this is a general thing that I'm telling you. See, metal bumpers, yes, they are allowed most of the times, provided two things is taken care of. One, you have metal bumper, which is a full frame. So you've replaced your bumpers, all right, and in a similar fashion, you've put a complete bumper, which is, all right. But then please, make a note that you have rubber bushes in front. All right, and your tire fenders are covered. It's not like you've put a short bumper on your tire fender.
Yeah, probably as Samir said, I should come and show it to you. So my bumper is like a mixed design. So in the center is like a plated and winch support, and on the side is tubular style. So maybe I think I will come and show it to you, and then you can advise better. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
See, that's what I recommend everybody. I mean, at least send me a picture or come and see us. I mean, have a coffee on us. You're more than welcome. And show me the car, show us the car, and we'll tell you exactly. This is okay, or you need to do 1, 2, 3. All right, because the thing is that rather than getting into this hassle every year, once it passes, then your pictures are captured in the system. So please make a note of this, right? Once your car passes with the modifications that you have, then it becomes kind of easier for you for the remaining, the coming years. you don't have that headache because it's already passed in that same fashion. And it comes as a comment in your test result, which is there in the system as well, that you have so and so modification, like the front bumper or the rear bumper, everything of that. So once it is in the system, then you know you have that peace of mind for the rest of the years.
Correct. Yeah, that's something probably I should, maybe we'll do a visit to your place, and that's better in face to face to see this issue.
Yeah, whoever visits Ataullah, please mention about 4x4 Gulf. If you're actually doing a test from there, we have an offer of free wash and things like that. He has special consideration for 4x4 Gulf. So don't forget to mention us. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is, please, anyone who comes to the doorstep, please, what do you call, just tell them that you're from 4x4. Or at least, I mean, right now for the time being, do inform me that you're coming in so I can meet you personally and I can at least guide you, whatever it is. And once you are here, you're my guest. So everything is taken care of.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a good sign that you don't have to be worried about any incident.
Sure. Thank you, Ataullah. Thank you, Samir.
Welcome.
Thank you, Aslan.
Anybody else that would like to use this? Okay, Danish would like to ask questions. So I'll ask Danish. We have more questions for you, Ataullah, which I'll ask later on.
Hi, Ataullah. Thanks, Samir.
Welcome, Danish.
For giving me the opportunity. Ataullah, I have a question. I have Nissan Xterra, and we have did a mod which is called a Titan Swap, in which we have the front differential, front control arm, and upper arm of Armada. Basically, the differential of Armada and Xterra are almost the same. So you cannot, I mean, just by looking at it, nobody can figure it out. But what had happened that the tires are bulging out from the fenders. So, so will that be an issue, or do we need to add the fender flares to cover that bulging tires?
Great. Hi, Danish.
Hi.
Okay. I mean, see, the thing is that there's one more point on this. Like you mentioned, what we see is, your side mirrors. All right. So your tire should not go beyond your side mirrors if it's that wide.
Ah, okay. Got it.
All right. So it should be within your side mirror. So you have your body, and then you have another, let's say, 5 to 6 inches of your side mirrors, depending on, how big or this thing. But what we say is that it should be within the limit of your side mirrors. It shouldn't be if it goes beyond that, then that is a point of a concern.
Ah, okay. And is there any limit for the okay, we all are lifting our vehicles. Okay, usually the people are lifting by 2 or 2.5 inch, but currently my lift is around more than around 4.5 inch. So any issues? Because I had faced this issue, but somehow I managed without changing my lift. That one of the center I went and they said no, it's not allowed, but I went to other center, they didn't even ask me for it.
See, that's the thing, right? I mean, every other center will tell you so many other variations. I mean, same thing. I will also tell you, things that you might have heard or you might have not heard. But again, I mean, let me read out something, which is from RTA, what we have got. When you have extreme modifications, because the recommended is 2.5, 3.5 is okay. 3.5 is again okay, considered, but anything that goes above 3.5, that becomes like, you've gone into an extreme modification. But then again, once that car comes to the center and the supervisor sees that, okay, when it's still acceptable, then it's recommended. I mean, then it goes through for passing. Because obviously the guy who takes the car and might tell you that, no, your car is too high. But then when the supervisor sees that, okay, you've lifted this much, but then you have everything else is in place. You've not just heightened the springs or the shockers. I mean, you have all the other mods that you have technically, then it is okay. But then again, when you have, what we've been told by RTA, when there is any extreme modification, the general rule is take the car in, do the passing, it fails. I mean, we have to fail it. It's not that I'm doing it on purpose. We have to fail it. And then it is referred to the committee.
Okay.
All right. So once the car goes to the committee, you go with the car, you take it. We'll just be a facilitator of setting up the appointment and the date and the time. So once you go there, you show your car around, you explain to them, okay, these are the mods that I've done, this is the spring that I've done. And most of the time, until it's not something which is very extreme, it is,
Mhm.
they sign off saying that no problem. So once you have that signature, then it does not matter after that. So any center will pass your car.
Okay. And my last question, I think people already spoke about the exhaust. I have done some mods in my exhaust, like regarding the Y pipe and the muffler. I know the sound was more, but to reduce the sound, I have added the resonators to keep the sound low. So the in the testing centers, you guys are just checking whether the sound is more or the overall setup.
We don't look at the setup. Obviously, I mean, if the sound is more, then the second thing is to check the entire setup. All right.
Okay.
So if you've done something which is extreme, like I mentioned earlier, then yes, that's a concern because it is
Mm.
not allowed. All right. The most of the
Oh,
people they open up the entire all the four folds and catalytic
yes.
converters, and then
Yeah.
there's some of them use that remote system. You know, they can open and close as they wish.
Yes. Yes.
So I
Yes.
mean that is kind of overlooked, all right. But it all depends when you enter and then you know when you accelerate. So everyone hears it out, and then you've already said that okay, listen, welcome. You know, I am in the zone, so check me
Yeah.
properly. So yes, that is all that thing. But then most of the time, if your sound is within the limit, because most of the people they you know they do the change the pipes and the exhaust
Yeah.
box just for the noise. So then it's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Thank you. Thanks, Amir. Thanks, Ataullah.
Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome. Can you unmute yourself, Danish? Okay, thank you. Okay, so that is done. Now we have some questions, which is from Regan Di Mello to us. Who is authorized to fabricate, install metal bumpers? This question is not for a person who is passing your vehicle. This person will be for the company who will be doing metal bumpers for you. But so good you asked this question. 4x4 Gulf is actually looking at having some metal bumpers that is street legal, which complies with all the regulations. So we will take some time. So we are looking at building metal bumpers for FJ Cruiser, for Jeep Wranglers, for Rams, and for many other vehicles. So you can, if you're interested to know more, you can either leave your email IDs on the chat panel, and one of the guys will get back to you on that, and we'll tell you when exactly we will be having these things ready for you. So you don't have to worry about getting your vehicle passed because it complies with all the regulations. So you can just put the metal bumpers. You can also have winches installed. By the way, this is the next question. Ataullah, what about installing winches on stock bumpers? Any issues with that?
There's no issue with that, but it has to be covered.
Yeah, so the winches will be installed inside the stock bumper, not outside the stock bumper. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to say.
No, like if you've seen that some Land Cruisers do come with pre-installed wrench, which is just behind the bumper, behind the number plate. So anything, any modification like that, not a problem.
That's good to know. So the other question is, my visa belongs to Sharjah. Can I register a vehicle in Dubai?
If you have a file in Dubai, you can register, but your file should not be that old. But if you have a file, like you had a car registered before and everything, then I guess it's not a problem. But then again, please, before you do anything, show your documents that, there are two ways to doing it. Like the one case is, I'm just purely based in Sharjah. Means my company Sharjah, everything, visa, residence, everything is in Sharjah. In that general scenario, if you have to go and register a car as a first timer in Dubai, then it becomes quite difficult, right? Because you need to have something of Dubai. But if you have a file which is from Dubai that you had registered 2-3 years back and then now you shifted base, so then in that scenario, yes, you can.
Perfect. Yeah. So
Or one more thing, sorry, Samir. Sorry, one more thing. Or if you have a branch office of your company in Dubai, then you can just get a letter that you're working there, and that will help you in getting your car registered in Dubai.
Okay. So Atul Shinoy has a comment and then a question. So he likes my black T-shirt because his car also is looking very good, black, I guess. He has a black Ram, a beautiful car, and he has a black, beautiful dog called as Shadow. So here is his question. When it comes to modification, it seems like passing and failing is very random. Is there a place where the actual rules are listed down? So I guess you got the question. But before Ataullah answers that, let me also add up something that will be interesting for you guys. That if your car fails due to certain reasons, some technical, small or minor technical reasons, then Ataullah has a garage built in along with the testing centers where you can actually take the car, show them that a report that this is the reason it got failed. Maybe you can fix this. It's a small fix. Maybe you don't have the lights, for example. They failed you because you don't have the reverse lights or whatever it is. Maybe they can do that fix. So all the minor fixes can also be done at the same location. So it's a good thing that you can have tajdeed. So can you answer this question? Repeating again, when it comes to modification, it seems like passing, failing is very random. Is there a place where the actual rules are listed down?
Well, Atul, to be honest, there is no actual place the rule is, because every modification taste. Right, so your modification of a RAM would be different to someone else who has a similar RAM. No, there is no proper guideline. The only standard guidelines is, your own metal bumper should be within the limit of the cosmetic. See, whatever you do, this comes under the cosmetic changes. Whatever cosmetics that you do should not be like overboard. All right, if you want to go through the normal channel of passing your car, but if you go overboard, yes, you can still do it, but then you have the hassle of getting into passing that car, testing the car, getting it failed, going to the committee, setting up an appointment, they check your car. And then once they might recommend, oh no, this is not allowed or this is okay for it. And once you get that green signal, then that car is good. Then you have passed your car without any hassle. I mean, after going through all this process.
Yeah, to make it short,
but
I think
no, there
there's
is no detailed guideline. Yeah.
Okay. The other question asked by Midun Maman is that can Abu Dhabi register? I think this we know that we submitted Abu Dhabi registration vehicles to passing, which is allowed for renewal.
Generally, Abu Dhabi and the other Emirates was happening till last week, but then we have faced some issues wherein the system, it's not uploading. The test result is not being uploaded in their system. In that, they have two scenarios. I mean, what happens is like you take the test result, go to them and tell them to manually upload it, and they do it. But right now, what happened is last week, RTI has recommended, said that please stop testing of Abu Dhabi and the other Emirates for the time being. They've sent a letter to Ministry of Interior.
Okay.
So that at least they can do the manual upload. So for the time being, you have to do it in Abu Dhabi or Sharjah.
Okay, so that's it it's a temporary thing. Later on, I used to do it when I used to have the vehicles, by the way, but I don't know. So let's wait for some time until the systems reopens, I guess, right? It's a system error, I guess. Okay. Yep. So then it comes to regarding metal bumpers, trucks from the showroom, which comes with aftermarket metal bumpers from showroom, how they are passed if you don't get those bumpers and put them on your truck, which is the same model. Would there be any issues? So he says that the truck already came from the showroom with a bumper. And what about having the similar bumper on another vehicle? I guess that is what he is asking.
See, the thing is that whenever you come for a first time registration, all right, whenever the car is from the showroom and everything, I mean, what we do is basically everything gets captured as it is. And it's on a VCC paper that whenever you come for passing. And then when it's on a VCC paper means it's already done standard modification from the agency. So in that aspect, yes, it goes through. But then what people generally do is they do it after the car has already been registered once, twice, thrice. I mean, I'm just taking you through the chain. And then you are the second owner, the third owner, and then you do modification. Because what happens in that scenario is in the previous history, the car was stock. And when you bring in this car, it's completely modified. When we check in the system, it's two different things. That's where the clash happens. And that's where we tell you, no, this modification is not permissible, or you have to remove so and so things.
Perfect.
But for a brand new car, it's straight registration.
Okay. Not only that, the suppliers, when they do anything, they comply with the law. They make sure that it doesn't go beyond. They have all the terms and conditions applied. The airbag has to work. All the system has to work still if there is a collision. So, which is important for the cars and the passengers as well, for their safety, which is the main concern area. Going back to another question, I have a Jeep Wrangler. This is from Sahej Sethi. Wanted to get my stock fenders trimmed. Is this okay when I go for passing?
All right. This is for especially the Wranglers and the Jeep owners. What the standard modification everyone does is they get into that short bumper. Wrangler has that advantage where you can just remove everything and you get the short bumper. Please note this, when you bring that car for passing, I mean, it's not going to pass because short bumpers are not at all approved as per RTA. What they recommend is, the short bumpers, you need to have that rubber bushes in front, and you get this side rubbers, which just comes up till the fenders, covers the tires and the fender. If you have that with the short bumper, then it's okay. But just the short bumper, metal bumper is not allowed.
I also want to share this with the people here. I had some technical issue. What happened is I'm not sure why the presentation was not saved. So we have a promotion code, which is 4x4 4x4 Gulf Tajdeed, 4x4 Tajdeed. So please use this code and visit Ataullah to pass your car. You're going to get a free car wash. Ataullah, you're there? You're still the offer is still running, right?
Yeah. Offer is still there for everyone from 4x4.
Perfect. Any other questions, guys? We are waiting for you to ask. If you have, you are free to ask. I think all the questions have been completed. Anyone who wants to come, take the mic and ask questions, please feel free to do it. Ataullah, is there any slides by the time you can share with our people where they can have a look at your facilities and all that stuff? Good stuff. Yes, Danish, go ahead if you have a question.
Hi, Ataullah. I have two questions more. Basically, when we did the exhaust mode, usually what happens, the check engine light, because sometimes the oxygen sensor got damaged. So most of the people I know who have done those exhaust mode, their engine check light always there. So will it affect the passing of the car? The second question is, how many cars one person can register under his name?
How many cars one person can register under the name? I mean, you can go up to 4 cars.
Okay. And regarding the check engine light?
All right, with this, let me just put it as a general thing. See, when a car comes in for passing, there are 3 major elements. All right, the first one is the emission, CO2. Okay, whenever a car comes in, the first test is CO2. We check that. That's a computerized thing. So, I mean, I cannot do anything on that. The second is your brake test. That's again a machine thing. The tire goes on it. I mean, we check your brake level and everything. The third is the major factor, which is the visual inspection. All right, wherein everyone, I mean, the tester, what they do is they check your whole car. Your bonnet is open, your spare wheel, fire extinguisher, safety kit, seat belts, all that is checked. Lights, you know, I mean, your main thing is that your lights, I mean, especially your headlights, your parking lights, your reverse lights, even the number plate light should be working and it should be fine. So that's the major thing in visual. Then comes the tire check, which is, you know, the age of the tire, the condition of the tire. And then the tester, what he does is he goes below and he checks your car completely from below. While doing that, what we check is oil leaks, all right, excessive oil leaks, minor oil leaks, or whatever oil leaks, steering or gearbox, all the oil leaks, I mean, can be visible from there. Then you have the chassis, which is the most important thing. What happens is, like, many people buy a car, they don't know if the chassis is okay or not. I mean, I'll just give you a small case. One guy got a Mustang and he had bought it from Souk Haraj. The guy, when he bought the car, he did a CCM, which is a chassis measurement test from Tasjil Sharjah. Now that was he's the first owner. So this is the second year that he has to, I mean, the user's time to get the car passed. When he took the car to another center and they failed him saying that remove all the covers. They did not mention chassis, but they just failed him saying that remove all the covers and bring the car for inspection. So he came to my center. What I did is, again, I mean, since it's a retest, we just look at the points that is mentioned. And our guy said that, listen, the chassis is damaged and it's slightly bent. So he has to do a CCM again. Now, you know what happens? What I'm referring is that, you know, as an end user, I don't know. I'm just driving a car. I bought a car with all the certification and everything. It was fine. But when I actually get to do it, get the test done, it's a complete different scenario altogether. All right. So then that's where the visual inspection is done. So this is for everyone. I mean, cosmetics, you need to take care of it. The rest is generally at all the centers is what people will try and help you. With the engine light and all the other lights that comes inside, that doesn't matter. Airbag light or ABS and everything. That is not much into consideration. Your lights outside exterior should be functioning. Your tires should be okay. Oil leaks and everything. That's what we generally recommend is, like, please get it checked before you come to a testing center. Hope that answers.
Yes, yes. Thanks a lot. It creates it sort out so many of my confusion.
Yep.
Anybody else? Please mute yourself, Danish. And anybody else would like to ask more questions? You are please welcome. It's a great opportunity for you guys. And at the same time, I would request Ataullah to share your screen on the location. I've copied this. This is the if you can see my screen, TAJ 4x4 Gulf is the code. And the contact number of Ataullah is 050-755-9616. And the location we are speaking about, Tajdeed, is it's in Dubai, Alin exit near to Dubai Silicon Oasis, next to Dubai Government Workshop. And here, if you can get the Google Map coordinates for all those who wants to have a look at it. So the wonderful thing is that, see, this is located near a desert area. You have a desert playground there. If you want to test your car's capabilities, you can do that. You have also a place to have a tea, cafeteria. You don't feel like you are going to test your car. You're going there to relax, to speak with your friends, to have fun. So it's a very, very comfortable area. So Ataullah, any slides that you want to share?
Samir, can I share my video? Let me show, I mean, do a walk around of my center so they can see it.
Go ahead, please. Yeah.
It is my.
Yeah, open your.
I guess my video is not.
Hold on,
no.
I'll make you the panelist. Same thing we did.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the host now. So go ahead and show us the video.
Okay, guys, let me just show you the place. All right, so this is the view from the back of our building. So we've got ample parking, no issue of any parking. Especially for Kobla guys, the stand is always open. So this is Ruwaiya area in the back. So this is our facility. So this is, I mean, the first floor. So basically the waiting area is this. We have the lounge in all the place, coffee machine, vending machine. And what we have done is, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to any centers. We've got two places. So this is the top floor where we're going to segregate once it gets a bit more busy. Right now, I mean, it's still quite empty. So all the corporates and the fleets can come up and do their transactions. And the rest, everyone goes below. So this is our test lane. So we've got 8 test lanes. 4 is for light, 4 is for heavy. And our total capacity for one day is around 1,000 vehicles combined. So our center timings right now are 7 a.m. to 10 here. At the moment we are till 10. If you see those machines below, so the first one that you see blue, that's your emission test. Right, so I mean, everyone has gone through this step, but I'm just detailing it. The first step that when you enter, it's your emission. The second that you see this on the floor is your roller, which is your brake test and everything. And then the third is the visual inspection. If you can see this Range Rover parked over there. So that's doing a visual inspection. And there are cameras at every pole. So if you see at the pole, there are cameras on the front, at the back, on the side, on top as well. So this camera basically is for all your exterior pictures get captured. Your engine bay, your engine side, your rear, and then both the sides. So 4 pictures are captured, and that becomes your history. So it gets captured and it's in your history. So yes, guys, I mean, and there at the back, if you see, I don't know, it's too bright right now. We've got separate parking. So heavy vehicles are on the right hand side. The left is on the left side is for all light vehicles. And on that side, we've got like the detailing shop and then the wash bay area and then the service station, everything we've got at the back side. And then the front view is so yeah, this is the front view and this is our entrance. Yeah, this is our entrance. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 gates, which is quite big for heavy and light vehicles as well. So yep, I hope you guys like the center. Samir, can you hear me? I don't know.
Yes, it's a beautiful location. I was like looking at it. If anybody wants questions, please go ahead. And I would like to do some announcement after this. But yeah, it's a beautiful location. We have a few more questions coming in, I think, in the last moment. Let me have a look at it. Hi, could you share Ataullah's contact details so that we can share pictures of boards? Okay, I've already shared it with you guys. Hello, what is the judgment regarding stingers on bumpers? No name. Ataullah, can you hear me?
What one?
Let's see, stingers on bumpers.
I didn't get.
Yeah, it's even
wording.
Metal bumpers. Yeah, that's it. Okay, we'll leave now. Okay, that's it, Ataullah. I think we can wind up. I thank you for coming in, and let me also quickly share. Can you make me the host so I can start sharing my screen for an offer that we'll be running around? Ataullah, can you copy? Okay. Yeah, can you make me the host, Ataullah?
Oh wait, Samir, again.
Yeah, go back and then make the host, and then I would like to, guys, I would like to share with you an offer which is running now with 4x4 Gulf.
You're done, Samir.
Okay, thank you. Sharing the screen. There you go. I think you guys can see one of the best off-road shackles supplier, Wolf Off-Road. So we are having a special offer. I guess Ataullah, you can see my screen?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so we had an offer for a good volume, and we were able to sell it out quickly. So now we have another offer running, and this time it is you have to book the item. We are expecting the shipment to come within 15 to 20 days. So what the offer will include is two Wolf shackles. Let me read it out. You'll have one rope, two soft shackles, two gloves, all in one kit. And also to make sure environment friendly, there'll be no plastics because we have to take care of our environment, so we'll get rid of the plastics, the packaging and all that stuff. So with all that, you are going to get it for 410 dirhams plus VAT. So for this, please don't forget to contact our point of contact for the is Sandubai on 054 772 7007. We have Zohib on 055 410 5560, Rahul 055 965 7756. Please don't forget to book it. You won't get this price. As far as I know, I don't know what happens tomorrow, but so far you are not going to get this price anyway. And this is for us is a special rate because we are bringing in containers, and it is one of the best off-road shackles that we have ever seen. With a warranty, if it breaks down within 6 months, the supplier is guaranteeing to replace it. So a lot of products, not only the ropes, they also have the winch ropes, and many other things which we would like to we will be soon floating around in our group. So concluding that, let me stop the presentation, and I would like to thank Tajdeed representative Ataullah for coming in and spending some time, as well as our attendees who have been here for a long time. I hope this webinar was helpful for you to ask your questions, and you can also keep in touch with Ataullah if you have any questions. I've shared his details earlier. And this is being recorded, and this will be pasted on our YouTube. I would also request you to please like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can search for Boy4 Gulf, and you might find my name as well, Samir Ali. So please do that, and we look forward for more webinars. We are still in discussion with a lot of other suppliers to get you the best rate or whatever we can from the market. So until then, I think we will see you next time. Anything else that you want to wind up, Ataullah?
No, thank you very much, Samir, for organizing this webinar. And we look forward. This is, I mean, this center basically is, I'm trying to make it as friendly as possible. It's not a matter of just passing and failing. It's like when you guys come here, you should be, it should be like more or less like feel at home kind of a thing. So yeah, I mean, more than happy to serve you, help you in any manner that can be done. So apart from 4x4 also, I mean, anything that you need with regards to car passing, please shoot me.
Yeah, you can also have your small vehicles. It's not just the 4x4 vehicles. You can also have your trucks also to be passed. So it's a wonderful place to be. So thank you very much all. And we are winding this up. Until then, see you next time.
Thank you.